The Paul brothers have given sibling rivalry a whole new definition. A feud has been silently brewing over the years that's turned the internet upside down. It's the ultimate battle of the Pauls, with brothers Logan and Jake locked in an absolutely destructive sibling showdown that's leaving the world on the edge of their seats. This destructive sibling feud involves two main characters who refuse to let the other one take the stage. Firstly, Jake, the A-problem child of the family, whose middle name should be Chaos. And then Logan, the seemingly responsible and successful one. The Paul brothers' extensive lust to outshine each in the spotlight has turned into a never-ending bloody competition that has made both brothers quite the success stories today. From the get-go, their lives were on display for the world to see. The greed between the brothers was quite apparent and became a very toxic rivalry. With an abusive father and a struggling childhood, one would expect the brothers to have each other's backs. But behind those viral videos and flashing cameras lurked a complex and explosive relationship, which after numerous attempts failed to smooth out.
For me as the little brother, it's always like team. We did this together. We started our YouTube channel together. Off camera, he was basically like, no, like I never respected you.
So how did it all go down? One thing to note is that the two brothers never really got along that well. Paul in a podcast revealed that he felt alone for a lot of his childhood, and almost always Logan would choose his friends over him. An incident that took place during later adult years is what really fueled the fire for the brothers. An incident that would go down in history as the ultimate betrayal. One that really put a damper on their brotherhood. Logan had shared intimate relations with Jake's then official girlfriend, Alyssa Violet, knowing that the two were still an item. The response from Logan was swift and cheeky, proudly declaring, "She used to be your chick, now she's on my team."
He gave me a Lamborghini, but then I f***ed his girlfriend. Like, yeah, I'm that guys.
First off, she wasn't your girlfriend.
The battle lines were drawn. To make matters worse, Alyssa became a central figure in their stormy relationship. In a dramatic twist, Jake evicted Alyssa from the Team 10 mansion, hurling accusations of infidelity and alleging that she had also been involved with Logan. The feud had officially reached the point of no return. But this wasn't a one-sided brawl. Logan was equally hot-headed, and this hit to the ego did not sit well with him. Not to be outdone, Logan upped the ante by releasing a blistering diss track titled The Fall of Jake Paul. The title is pretty self-explanatory of its contents. In this electrifying musical attack to his brother, he did not shy away and slyly referenced Alyssa.
Oh hey, by the way, welcome to the top, little brother. Feels good, huh? But let's not forget how you got here.
The track's wordplay and visual elements were a direct call for war. For years, these brothers swung like pendulums between fierce adversaries and inseparable friends. They would have trashy personal relations but would still be seen together everywhere. But one thing remained constant, their unquenchable thirst to outdo each other. Views, subscribers, money, it didn't matter. They both wanted more of it than the other, and this rivalry became the linchpin of their success. Another troubling example of the Paul brothers not being active supporters of one another is during the time that Paul had landed himself in some deep waters. Paul had filmed looters during a George Floyd riot in Arizona, resulting in his arrest. The FBI's subsequent raid on his home cast a long shadow over the entire family. This was the time when the fans and followers expected the brothers to set aside their differences and work towards re-establishing the lost honor of the family. But Logan was nowhere near done with endorsing his big brother role. So he didn't hold back in criticizing his brother's actions, questioning the motives behind Jake's presence at the looting site. Logan openly admitted that while he loves Jake, there are moments when he doesn't particularly like him, which is questionable. Clearly the respect meter is a little unbalanced here. Paul was always trying to earn the respect of his older brother, and Logan wanted to prove that he was superior to his younger brother. Fast forward to today, their personal relationship remains tense as ever. But even with so much happening around, one question remains. Who's in the right in this wild tussle? While Jake seems to have matured and now wishes the best for Logan, Logan himself remains hell-bent on proving his supremacy.
We don't have to be competing against each other and
No, because I don't.
out different logos and not letting me do certain things.
The obsession to outshine Jake is what compels Logan to go down the cheap path over and over. For the longest time, people thought Logan to be the bigger person running after reconciliation. But all of that changed very recently when a bigger drama unfolded. On August 8th, 2023, Logan invited Jake onto his podcast, Impulsive. It was a day that should have been marked by celebration, as both brothers had clinched monumental victories in their respective sports. However, What unfolded on that podcast was nothing short of jaw-dropping. Logan's desire to fight Tommy Fury and avenge Jake's honor took an unexpected turn. Jake vehemently opposed this move, labeling his brother a fake fighter and denouncing the potential match as detrimental to the sport. He said, "You haven't fought anyone and you don't fight real fights."
Tommy Fury's on my radar.
You're not even a fighter. You do exhibitions and lost like 4 years ago.
I think I'm better than you. And I think Nate chose you for a reason. And I think everyone knows that.
In defense, Logan issued a bold challenge, inviting Jake to a boxing match to settle their differences once and for all. But how could they even think of resolving this long-going rivalry when it was what earned them a massive fan following and views upon views? So you'd expect what the result of that settling effort would have been. Jake rejected the offer. As the podcast went on, it became clear that they weren't sorting anything out. Instead of embracing the idea of brotherly redemption, Logan seemed more interested in defending himself and making his younger brother look like the villain.
You're Jake Paul. I'm Logan Paul. We are different people. We have different interests. We have different friends.
But then,
we have
like,
different
but even
pursuits.
just 15 minutes ago, then all of a sudden you're like,
He downplayed Jake's achievements, even audaciously claiming to be a bigger pay-per-view draw despite his lesser experience in the boxing ring. Logan continued to tout his boxing skills while diminishing Jake's accomplishments.
I don't know, went toe-to-toe 8 rounds with the greatest boxer of all time. If for whatever reason it doesn't go in KSI's favor, the story arc of avenging my business partner and brother is right there.
I think you
Jake.
just want to beat Tommy to be able to say that you're better than me.
The podcast episode laid bare Logan's toxic ego and his failure to support Jake's hard-earned successes. Jake, though maintaining his composure, couldn't hide the hurt inflicted by Logan's words. He disclosed why the brothers could never patch up.
I also think
You fucking love each other.
always.
But that's where I get confused though of playing both sides, because you love to play the brother card when it's like convenient.
He believed Logan harbored envy and jealousy towards him. Despite being on the same team, clearly he has envy and jealousy towards me. And that's what I told him off camera. He's like, no, but everyone sees it. It's like clear as day. I'm not in competition with him. I want him to be a billionaire. I want him to accomplish his goals. It's him undermining me and being condescending towards me and trying to little bros me, and discrediting everything that I do. This notion might have been pushed aside had it not been for Logan's crappy and entitled attitude, which solidified Jake's perspective. Even with Jake's massive following, like many other celebrities, he has some haters. However, fans were quick to stand up for him and started siding with Jake. What's crazy is Logan is such a narcissistic scammer and so morally gullible, he makes Jake look like a good guy. I would have killed to have a brother that was still with me, and Logan rejects his own flesh and blood. I can't believe some people. It seems like both brothers seem to think they are both in the right.
Some people chose to believe I'm a permanent bad guy, which just isn't the truth. I can sit here with my chest out and chin held high, look at myself in the mirror at the end of the night and say, I'm a good person. And I know that.
It's him undermining me and being condescending towards me and trying to little bro me and discrediting everything that I do. And it's like, why?
But at the same time, bigger bro Logan doesn't seem to want to take any responsibility. So the audience has been stuck on one thing. Will Logan and Jake ever find common ground? Only time will tell. But one thing's for certain. The repetitive nature of this long-standing Paul family war seems more and more like a carefully plotted attention-seeking tactic to gain views and followers the more it goes on. It could be checked off as an authentic family rivalry at one point, but not anymore.